Introducing SDUC, the next evolution in SD card technology. Let's dive into what SDUC is and why it's important. You might wonder, what is SDUC? SDUC stands for SD Ultra Capacity, the latest capacity category of SD and microSD memory cards with capacities greater than 2 terabytes and up to a maximum of 128 terabytes. Why was SDUC required? The new capacities available with SDUC are massively bigger than the existing SDXC, SDHC, and SD memory card capacity limits. The address field found in existing cards is not sufficient for accessing memory addresses above 2 terabytes of capacity. A new method of handling the extended address needs was added to the SDUC card range. The larger capacities offered by SDUC give you more freedom to store massive amounts of data on any SDUC or microSDUC card. This enhances everyone's ability to save more content and data of all types on SD memory cards. Along with SDUC's advantages, there is a market challenge that we all need to be aware of and prepared for. Due to the SDUC's enhanced addressing method, host manufacturers need to update their SD device drivers. Otherwise, the device might not recognize any SDUC card or might reformat the card to a smaller capacity card. To support SDUC, host devices need to support exFAT for mass storage above 2 terabytes using the GUID Partition Table named GPT, instead of the Master Boot Record Partition named MBR, used for memory devices up to and including 2 terabytes. GPT is commonly supported today by all common operating systems, such as Windows, macOS, and Linux for devices with storage capacities greater than 2 terabytes. To assist the market transition, the SDA created the SDUC Host Implementation Guideline, which was released as a simplified specification in January 2024. This technical document is designed to help SD interface drivers developers. It clarifies how the drivers need to be updated in order to support SDUC memory cards. From both a product manufacturer and user perspective, let's see where and what drivers need to be updated. Let's distinguish between 3 cases of SD interfaces in the market. First, host devices using an SD interface driven directly by the operating system's drivers. These hosts will have to update their operating system, including Windows, macOS, Linux, or Android, to its latest available version supporting SDUC. Secondly, hosts with an SD interface driven by proprietary driver supplied by an SD interface controller manufacturer. The SDA continues to alert device manufacturers that they need to update drivers. Consumers may need to update their device drivers or firmware to receive the latest available drivers. Finally, for USB-based SDUC readers, no operating system driver changes are needed if the operating system supports mass storage above 2 terabytes. Consumers will need to make sure that any USB reader they purchase supports SDUC memory cards. And if you already own a reader, you should check whether your reader has a firmware update to download from the reader's manufacturer's website before using it with an SDUC memory card. It's expected that all manufacturers and operating system companies will complete all driver updates by the end of 2024 to ensure the easy adoption and use of SDUC cards. To assist the market transition, the SDA is providing materials that will help manufacturers. First, we just mentioned the SDUC Host Implementation Guideline that was released as a simplified specification in January of 2024. Secondly, there is the SD Test Guideline for Host Devices version 7.1, which is a test guideline document available for SDA members only. The SD memory card formatter supporting all memory cards, including SDUC for Windows, macOS, Linux, is now available for free download on the SDA website. SDUC test tools, including a card tester, protocol analyzer, and card emulation tool, are available for purchase from major SD test tool suppliers. 4 terabyte SDUC card samples are available from SDA members for design verification of the drivers. These can be used to test read, write, and erase operations. Lastly, an SDUC Linux driver contributed by a third-party company is now available as open-source software to ensure easy use of SDUC and microSDUC cards. Eliminating frustration and potential product returns is straightforward when using any SDUC memory card. Here are 2 things to remember. For host device manufacturers, make sure your product drivers are updated to support SDUC. And for consumers, make sure to match the card to the device and ensure your product is using the latest available drivers. With these updates and tools, SDUC memory cards are set to revolutionize storage capacities. Stay tuned for more updates and guidelines from the SD Association. The SD Association, always working to maximize storage benefits for consumers and product manufacturers.